welcome back or welcome to Books and Crannies.
Yeah.
I'm Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
You almost said Book Lovers Podcast.
I did.
Didn't you?
I really had to stop myself.
That's all right. It's not podcast time, but it is personal recheck-in time.
Yeah, it is. It's a
Yeah.
new week.
It sure is. And I had a decent week.
I didn't have a great week.
I feel like my new usual is just audiobooks. That's all I'm going to really have time for.
That's
at least
fair.
to finish in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Because I commute 2.5 hours round trip every day. So I have 2 reviews.
Sick. So do I.
And a couple of in progresses.
I just have one.
And our buddy
read.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
For my first review?
Yeah, tell me.
I think we'll start there.
Okay.
So I listened to all of The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the whole dang thing.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, you should be. Just kidding.
Well.
Yeah, I listened to all of it, and this is a retelling of the Iliad by Homer. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a new take on that from the perspective of Patroclus, which is Achilles' supposed lover. I'll tell you more about what all that means. But you want to know what I rated it?
Yeah, will you please tell me, Danielle, what did you rate it?
I gave it a hot damn 5-star.
I knew that already.
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler
you
alert.
My Goodreads, weirdo. Just kidding. I also do the same to you.
I know.
But the Iliad, Sarah,
Yeah, tell me.
is a short story from Homer about the war between the Greeks and the Trojans.
Okay.
So it's when Achilles goes to war at Troy and has Patroclus with him, who is his friend, but supposedly lover.
Okay.
And that story. Greek mythology. Achilles the god, half god. That. Okay?
Yeah.
So this one, The Song of Achilles, is a fictitious retelling of that. And it's from Patroclus's view.
Okay.
I feel like I'm saying that name wrong. Maybe not. Patroclus. Yeah, that's right. So it's his point of view. And she does frame it in the way that they are lovers. And it's narrated super, super well. And he does all of the characters justice. Like, I feel like there's enough differentiation between each character that he really paints a picture of them well.
Okay.
But it is coming of age, war and sacrifice, epic and heart-wrenching love story.
Oh my god.
Yeah, including Greek mythology, which is super awesome. And as far as the love is concerned, I felt like the author didn't have to go into a bunch of detail for it to like capture how full it was, the love between Achilles and Patroclus, which made the ending so much worse. If anyone knows the Iliad, you know that the ending is devastating. Yeah. And it was the same in this book, but you got more of a picture of their relationship.
Did you cry?
No, of course not. I need to like empty these floodgates one day. I don't know what's going to do it, but other than that, I really love the writing. It was written really beautifully, and it was such a unique take on the story. Like just having that point of view and filling in the blanks. I feel like the Iliad story, you know, she drew a lot of conclusions about what was in between, like made them her own, but in such a way that was fitting. Like it felt like it was the story. Yeah. And the myth. I knew the ending was coming, but I was still hanging on to every like hint and innuendo and freaking every word that was leading you up to this main event at the end. I'm not going to tell you anything because you need to read it. Yeah. And you especially don't know the ending, so you'll come to...
I'll sob.
Yeah, probably. You very well might. The ending itself was super well written, so not only you were like left heartbroken, but also hopeful. Yeah. Like come the end of it, like, I don't know, they painted the resolution of it so well that you felt like it was a new step, even though it's devastating and terrible at the same time. Devastating resolution is what I wrote, but it was lovely. Other than that, I feel like the Greek gods often are painted as like beyond human. Achilles is a half god. His dad's a human. And they're painted beyond all possibility, but I felt like this author really showed him as utterly human, regardless of his power. Like, had so many of the same emotions and ways of interacting with the world that made him very human and like relatable in some senses, even though he's supposedly the most powerful warrior ever and like you know, half god. And it's the characters were really good. And I loved them and I loved their story. And other than that, I think I already said the narrator was really freaking good. And it was just a fun read. It kept me interested and invested the entire freaking time.
Sick.
And it was so well written. And it's actually like a high school classics teacher or something who wrote this book.
Okay.
She has a couple others. She did Circe. Yep.
Circe?
Yeah. Where am I getting the... Which I want to read too eventually.
I do want to read that also.
Song of Achilles is on Libby, so you should figure it out.
Yeah.
And listen and read.
I don't know.
What?
I feel like I have to listen to a very specific kind of book on Libby.
That's fair.
On audiobook in general, not just on Libby.
Only on Libby.
I've, especially the last couple weeks, been really struggling to like pay attention.
That's fair.
So
I was really invested in this one, I will say. I started listening and finished another audiobook this week too, which I was way less invested in.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it depends on the book, but this one was really well done. I really loved the narrator, so I feel like that also added to the story and made it as good as it was.
Sick.
So definitely read it, dudes, if you like Greek mythology.
Well, I'm glad you had a good experience this week.
I sure freaking did.
That's 2 weeks in a row you had a 5-star.
I know. What's happening?
Oh my God.
I'm just picking good books, I think.
Yeah.
But that was like one that I had on hold, and I was like, well, I have to listen to it before it goes away.
Yeah.
So what's your
sick
first review, Sarah?
Well, Danielle.
Well,
you remember last week I was reading Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent.
Yeah, dude.
Or listening to, I should say.
Yeah.
I finished it this week.
Did you?
I did.
What is the vibe?
It's about a woman.
Uh-huh.
She starts as a slave in this book and makes a deal with her slaver to free herself. And he doesn't hold his end of the bargain.
Oh.
And so she gets away in a way that I won't tell you. I don't want to spoil anything.
Fair.
And goes to join this organization, I guess, called the Order.
Okay.
And what they do is train magic wielders to become soldiers.
Oh.
So.
Interesting. What did you rate it, Sarah?
I gave it 5 stars.
Oh my goodness. 2 5 stars?
I know. I'm really excited about it.
Tell me about it. Tell me why.
I really, really loved the plot of this book. It gave me a little bit of like Throne of Glass vibes with the slavery and the escaping.
Interesting. Building your own way.
Yeah, and I really loved the main character. Her name is Tisana.
That's a cool name.
And she also reminds me of Aelin. Like, she's strong and very capable of handling herself and determined, and she doesn't like let anything get in the way of her goal, her end goal, even though she's fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Through the whole story. Like, she's mad and she has good reason to be because of things, you know.
Yeah, stuff.
So I really liked that. The character building in this book was so good.
I love that.
So good. Not only with Tisana, but with the other main character, Max.
I love good character building.
Yeah. And oh my God, I love this book.
I have to read it.
I feel like there was like a good balance between all of the different aspects of this book. There was, you know, drama, romance.
Oh. Just those.
I have character development written down too, but I already talked about that. So just those. It was perfect. It was like I never got bored of hearing about one thing because it was all just blended really nicely together.
I love that.
Yeah. And with the character building, you got a lot of like really good backstory, heart-wrenching backstory for both main characters.
Ooh.
That didn't make it feel like disjointed. Like sometimes when you go back and like learn past things, I feel like I'm like, okay, I don't care.
Great. Give me back to the
but
story.
This, God, it was written so well.
I love it. So good to hear, especially after our last Carissa Broadbent experience.
Yeah, I didn't have high hopes for this book because it was written by Carissa Broadbent, and I really disliked the Serpent in the Wings of Night.
I know.
But I really liked this book.
Well, shoot, yeah.
There was a little like unique thing in this book that I have never read in a book before, but the main character, the main female character, didn't speak the same language as all of the other characters in this book. So you're like reading language barrier.
That's interesting.
It's really interesting, yeah. And like it improves throughout the story because she's working with Max, who speaks this language, and they're learning how to communicate with each other, and
that's cool.
He like knows all of her little nuances, and it's cute.
That's interesting. So is it like the way that you're reading it, how they would translate what she's saying or something, like misinterpret?
In the dialogue, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the dialogue is written how she's speaking, and then everything else is written, like, so you can understand it, obviously.
Yeah. I would imagine. Like, you have to be able to read it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I really liked it.
Well, good.
Max's backstory is, like, freaking heart-wrenching, which I love. It made me, like, I don't know. It was really easy to get attached to the characters in this book. Whereas in Serpent, I was not attached at any point to those characters.
No, I'm glad that this is a redeeming book for her.
Yeah, and it's a series.
Okay.
So I have to find the other two now and see if they're on Libby.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are or not. But
yeah. We have to read the second of the Serpent, too.
We do.
To give her another chance.
Certainly.
In the Nyaxia world.
I also want to know what happens.
I do, too. I wasn't like, I didn't hate it.
I didn't give it 1 star.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it. It makes me want to listen to it.
Yeah, you should. It was good.
I'm sure I'll have to put it on hold for a while.
It was available right away.
Oh,
actually.
sure.
That's
right.
why I got it.
But I'll have to wait anyway because I'm not trying to read it right after you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Give me your next read.
Well, Sarah.
Yeah.
I
Danielle
was on theme this week. I had a themed read.
Okay.
The second audiobook I listened to and completed was Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief, the first in the series.
I've been really wanting to read that series.
Me too. Reread it. I did read it when I was in middle school, which is
I haven't read it.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if it held up at all.
Yeah.
Because I like the vibe of it. I like Greek mythology a lot. It's very fascinating to me. I love the gods and all of their things, and so it's fun. That's why I wanted to revisit it and see what was good.
Heck yeah.
If you don't know what Percy Jackson Lightning Thief is, just what? I feel like even if you haven't read it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
Greek gods.
Have you watched
the
movie?
Adolescent. I think so. It's been a very long time. Little ass adolescent.
Little ass adolescents.
Percy Jackson is a half god, or like the son of a god.
Okay.
But his mom's a person. A human. And it is his exploration and adventures. That's what I finished.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you rate it?
I gave it a 3.5.
Okay.
Rounded up on Goodreads.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to look at it objectively.
Yeah.
Because
look at it as if you're a middle schooler.
Exactly. It's very middle school appropriate. The writing reflects that. So it's geared toward that age. And I was trying to keep that in mind as I was listening, because it is very adolescent, both in the way that it's written and like the dialogue and the things they say and the antics and the crap they get up to, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like look at it that way, as if I were in middle school once again.
Fair.
Which was a terrible time in life, so I don't want to go back there. But only for these books.
Yeah. I would go back to high school before I would ever go back to middle school.
Middle school is the worst. Sorry, middle schoolers. Why are you here?
Get out of here. This is not the place for you.
Yes. But again, Greek I had a stroke. Greek mythology is gold. I love it. Yeah. And the author had a fun way of what I liked about it. We'll start there.
Okay.
I liked the author's way of depicting the gods because she sort of created them into like these archetype characters.
Yeah.
Like Ares, for example, the god of war, was this like bad boy who could be a part of the motorcycle gangs, like very dark and mysterious and up to no good, and seemed like he'd be wearing leather jackets and like have greased hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the personalities she gave them were fun and made me laugh.
Okay.
It's a very fast-paced book, which I think also falls in line with his genre.
Yeah. And
the kids, like, almost to a fault, though. Like, it was, like, one thing after another that they were encountering. Encountering? That is the right word. Like, one scary event after another, and the children that they are just kept trusting strangers, even though it
like
never worked
learning
out.
From their own mistakes.
And I'm like, come on. It can't be that silly and dense. Like, come on. You feel like they would pick up on cues earlier after 5 times of encountering something dangerous and spooky that, you know, seemed fine until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So that was kind of annoying. There wasn't a ton of character development outside of Percy, and even he was pretty surface level. So I never, like, got attached to anyone. Percy, I guess, was enough, but he's the only one you really care about. And, I mean, overall, though, like, I didn't expect it to be gold, because it's for middle schoolers, and it was fun and comical and easy to read, And I do think, like Harry Potter, they sort of progress in maturity as they go on. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll read and listen to more of them. And this is like the first book. Yeah. I know reading Sorcerer's Stone again, which I plan to do. I kind of want to listen to all of the Harry Potter books.
I do too. We should do it at the same. No, never mind.
We sure could. I put Sorcerer's Stone on hold, so we'll see. But
okay.
But yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It's very it's like nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's a fun story. I can see why I liked it when I read it. But it's young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So, I'm glad that you didn't absolutely hate it.
I didn't. It was just silly.
Yeah.
Silly goobers out here.
I'm interested in listening to it and like seeing how the writing grows with you. But like Harry Potter, I grew up with Harry Potter.
Yeah, same. So you like matured alongside me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that Percy Jackson is the same way. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I read the entire series when I was younger or not.
Yeah.
If it was just like that book.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But even like the narration is super young. Like I think they cast it. Either he sounds like a middle schooler or he is. Probably the first. But it's like obviously the whole vibe is geared towards children. So
yeah.
But it was fun.
Well, cool.
Yeah. What's your other review, Sarah?
Well, last night I was laying in bed. Well, I was sitting in bed. And I just finished podcast read, and I was like, I have to have another review for tomorrow. I can't only have one. Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
So I went on to Libby, and I searched for a thriller that was available now, and looked for the shortest one I could find.
Oh boy,
it was 8 hours. It was 8 hours.
Were you listening on like 3 times speed?
No, I listened on 2 times speed.
Okay.
So I listened to it in 4 hours. And I feel like I could have even sped it up a little bit. The narrating was really slow in this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I listened to Going Rogue by Janet Evanovich.
Okay.
So it's a thriller. I wouldn't call it a thriller. It was more of a mystery, I guess, thriller. I don't know. But
was not thrilling.
It wasn't. No. Main character is a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Whose friend, who also works at the bail bonds place that she works at, gets kidnapped.
Oh no.
And I guess the whole story is just like her searching for her friend.
Okay. You look really enthused. What'd you rate it?
I don't know. Okay. I gave it 3 stars, but I feel like I'm gonna bump it down. I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
2.5. I gave it 2.5 stars.
Okay. Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
No, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I gave it 3 stars.
All right, tell me why.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was fun.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I didn't realize that this book was a part of a giant series.
Oh.
This was like the 29th book.
So
they're all, I would assume, they're all standalone series, but like the main character is the same in all of the books. And so there's like a lot of backstory that I didn't know going into it. And from what I read, after I read a book and choose my star rating, I always go read other people's reviews.
Same.
Just to know what other people think.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this is just fucking copy and pasted from all of her other books. Like, they're all the same.
Oh, good. Why do we keep writing this?
Yeah. Why are we at number 29 now?
Relax. And what? Yeah. Ugh. All right. Well, what else?
So, anyways, I was confused a little bit because there was a little bit of backstory. It wasn't like anything huge, but we just jumped right into like, you should already know these characters.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Excuse me?
Okay, that's quick, but it's an 8-hour book, so I guess I kind of expect that. And then I realized, oh, it's a series.
So that's kind of on you.
Yeah. Also, it was listed as a thriller, like I said, but I don't know that I would categorize it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can see where you get that, but it was also like a comedy and sort of a romance and just a hodgepodge of things all mixed together.
Okay.
So that was a lot.
Did it not mesh well?
I
feel like when you put too many things in the pot.
It was fine. The romance wasn't like super front and center, but she had 2 love interests and was banging both of them and couldn't choose between them.
Oh boy.
That's all fine and dandy. And the comedy mixed really well with the thriller because of what it was.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
The writing wasn't anything spectacular, but it wasn't horrible.
Okay.
One of my favorite characters, my favorite character was a grandma.
Oh.
A crazy grandma.
Grammy.
Who, in quotes, puts the eye on people and, like, in quotes again, curses them. So at one point, they're, like, talking to this dude, and she's like, I'm gonna put the eye on you. And he's like, I'm not afraid of you, you old bitch. And she's like, you're gonna poop your pants. And then he's like, oh my god. Like, he has to poop. And then he poops his pants. It's outlandish. It's very outlandish.
And that's why she's your favorite? She made a guy poop his pants?
No, because because she's sassy and crazy.
I love that. Yeah.
But my other favorite character was also a grandma.
Oh my gosh.
A crazy grandma who is the main character's grandma.
Okay.
And she likes to, like, go with her to, like, go chase people who she's trying to catch in her bounty hunting.
Yeah.
And she's just fun and sassy and, like, lies to her daughter all the time about where she's going. Because, okay, so main character's mom doesn't want grandma to go with her on the adventures. But grandma really wants to go. So grandma will be like, I have to go buy my shampoo. And then go with granddaughter to hunt bad guys.
Okay. Weird.
She's sassy. It's fun, okay?
I love that Grammys are the stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put in my notes 2 crazy grandmas in one story. What more could you ask for?
Seriously, that's all you need.
Come
on. Were they kind of like racy and
crazy? But yeah, overall it felt very unrealistic and super dramatic, and the ending was way over the top, and the bad guys were, like, also way over the top, and the whole story about why the lady was kidnapped was over the top and dramatic and unrealistic, and
okay, so it was just over the top.
it was, but it was, like, fun.
Okay.
Which is why I gave it 3 stars, because I enjoyed listening to it. It was fun.
Well,
and I really liked the narrator. I feel like she, like, put her own spin on it and
heck yeah.
was sassy about it, so.
We love sass.
Yeah.
Well, sick. I'm glad you mostly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe you'll listen to it sometime.
Maybe. Or pick one of the other million.
There you go.
Series.
Yeah.
And see if it's the same thing.
Yeah. What else did you read this week, Danielle?
Well, Sarah?
Yeah.
I got another 129 pages into Quicksilver by Callie Hart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like almost 50% of the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Almost. Not quite. And it's getting interesting. I feel like not a ton has happened since we've talked last.
Okay.
But now the Shadow Daddy and main female character are, like, traveling alone in the wilderness.
Oh.
So something's bound to come up.
Saucy.
I guess they now have a companion, but they didn't until just now. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. It's fine so far. I feel like I haven't gotten to any of the juice, you know? So I can't really tell you if I like it or not.
That's fair.
But I like fays. There's also other, like, mystical creatures
I love mystical
involved,
creatures.
like satyrs and freaking other ones.
Cool.
Fairies, not just, like, little teeny ones.
Yeah,
Tinkerbell
like
vibes.
fairies, not fae.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I don't know. It's fun so far, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
What
I'm
else?
glad you're still enjoying it.
Yeah. The writing's pretty fun. I'll give it that. What are you reading?
So I'm still reading The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen.
Mm-hmm.
I read 104 pages this week.
Hey.
So I'm really enjoying this story so far. It's gods
And the games they play?
and the games that they play. It's giving sort of Hunger Game vibes,
Oh.
but with gods.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, because I don't feel like it's spoily. Every god in the Olympus gods
Yep.
pick a person, a
Okay.
human, to fight in this. It's called the Crucible. It's a series of games.
Okay.
And whichever human wins, whichever god picked that human, then is like the ruler for however many years until they do the games again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting so far.
We're on a god kick.
Yeah. We're following Hades
Ooh.
and his subject.
Okay. I like Hades.
And so in between the games, the subjects go back to wherever the god lives with them and, like, sleep there until the next game.
Okay.
So there's romance.
What?
Sort of.
Oh my god.
We haven't gotten saucy yet, but it will eventually, I'm sure.
Probably.
Oh, and also the main character has a curse on her for some reason. I don't remember why.
Uh-oh.
But her curse is that, like, no one will ever choose her.
Oh,
so
that's rude.
Hades made a deal with her that if she wins the games for him, he'll break her curse.
Oh.
So.
Wow. I'm excited to hear more about it.
Yeah, it's really, really fun so far.
And it's really pretty.
I'm only 150-ish pages into the book and already on like chapter 40 something. The chapters are so short. I love it.
I love a short chapter. It's convenient when you need to like stop reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at work, I feel like I can fly through it because I'm not like, ooh, when's someone going to come in?
When I'm in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What else are you reading?
Literally last night on my way to and from the grocery store, I started listening to the first Game of Thrones book.
Okay.
Song of Ice and Fire. Fire and Ice. Something like that by George R.R. Martin.
Okay.
Everyone should know what that is, probably. And I'm only 1% in, but it's also a 34-hour audiobook.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
gonna be
probably a couple chapters. Yeah. But I've seen the show. Obviously, I've referenced it multiple times in this space. So I'm interested to read it. But I remember picking up the first book some time ago and was like, what?
Yeah.
It's so dense.
So dense.
His writing is also just like heavy fantasy, you know, and chewy and has a lot of words that I'm like, what are you saying right now?
Yeah.
But hearing it maybe. And the guy's fun and he does all the accents and, you know, so it's a different vibe. So maybe I'll like it.
Sick.
Maybe I'll stop reading it because I already know the story. I don't know. We'll see. It was very much a book I put on hold and it became available as I was driving the grocery store. And I said, okay.
Sick.
Let's start it. Yeah.
Love that for you.
1%. Really killing it.
That's great.
Over here. Yeah. But other than that.
Well, we're still reading The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty.
Heck yeah, we are.
We read 141 pages this... No. Is that what I said?
It sure is.
Okay, 141 pages this week.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's getting insane.
There's so much going on.
There's so much going on.
Freaking Ollie being taken by Niamat or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And then freaking...
And learning about Sobek.
Yeah.
And all that.
And being underwater with all the creepy creatures.
Yeah.
And now I think he's like Sobek. Like he's a freaking alligator person.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, they didn't really clarify.
I think.
But they're like, you're never going to look like this again. Ha.
Yeah.
Struck a deal with the freaking mirrored devil.
Yeah.
And then Nari got stolen.
Yeah.
By fucking the Perrys. All of the mystical creatures are coming into play.
I forgot about that.
I know. And they're like, hey, we got something for you. But we
dude.
can't interfere, so you have to pick it up yourself and take it. They gave her a sword or something. And want her to deal with what's going on. And
they gave her a sword to kill Dara.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And poor Dara.
Yeah, dude.
Poor Dara.
Yeah.
Oh, Manise's a freaking beast.
Yeah, she took his freaking ring and put it on her finger, and now she's got control over
complete
him.
Control. He doesn't have any free will.
No.
And so
freaking, yeah.
They got Zainab.
She surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to interrupt you after I interrupted you. And so.
It's all right. Yeah, he went all Scourge-like because freaking Manise made him.
Yep.
And he was destroying, just freaking demolishing city.
Yeah.
The city. You know the one.
And was like, the only way to stop this is if I get Zainab.
Uh-huh.
And show she surrendered.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting really juicy and good. And I'm like also so sad about everything. But also like curious as fuck.
I know.
I have to know what happens. And I have a feeling the ending, before we get to the end, there's going to be a lot of sad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can handle it. Or maybe I need it. Maybe really
Maybe
sad.
You'll finally cry.
Maybe.
I just want you to cry, damn it.
Well, hear me out. I think with the Song of Achilles, I would have, maybe, if I were like completely and utterly focused on that.
That's fair.
But I also commute with my 16-month-old daughter in the car, and it's like half listening, half trying to entertain her so she doesn't yell at me.
That's fair.
But it was very, very sad and heart-wrenching and lovely.
Yeah.
So I should have. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is about. I need to do some cry therapy. Somebody tell me what I need to do. I know that there's like weird noise track you can listen to that's supposed to trigger tears.
I don't need that. Keep that away from me, please.
That's fair. No, I'm kind of jealous.
It's not great, I promise.
I feel like somewhere in the middle, you know?
Yeah, for sure. There's a healthy middle somewhere.
Yeah. But anyway, That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish this book.
Yeah, we're going to try to this week. I think we can.
We're going
we can
to.
Do it.
It's 7 chapters. We've been doing 10.
It's only 7?
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was 10.
No, I said it's 7.
Oh, well, great.
I said less than 10 is what I said. I don't think I said 7.
Oh. Well, I'm excited to get through it and finally give you guys a review. And then we're going to start Crescent City! Yeah. I'm so excited.
I am too. You have no idea.
We get to round out our SJM experience.
So excited.
Even though there's more books coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you all read this week?
Yeah,
Can you tell me?
You gotta let me know. If you have read or finished any of the books that we talked about today, you gotta let us know your thoughts.
Sure do. And let us know what you're currently reading, too.
Yeah.
Like, the in progresses.
Yeah.
And how you're feeling about them.
Yeah, please.
And tell us your favorite Halloween story. Book to read at Halloween.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do it or else.
It's spooky season, friends.
Yeah, it is. Ah.
And I hope y'all have a good week. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, and happy reading.
Happy reading. Okay, bye.
Bye.